The story follows a frustrated office worker who discovers he is the heir to a legacy of assassins and joins a secret society to avenge his father's murder and fulfill his destiny.
We are a fraternity of assassins. Shoot the wings off the flies.
The fraternity has trained assassins for thousands of years.
Curve the bullet, now.
I think he's ready.
The video opens with a stern-looking man who looks like an Italian mafioso riding the elevator at a Chicago office building. A lady enters an office and, upon seeing him, her demeanor changes to one of terror. She is reassured by another person who says she would have already suffered if the visitor had intended harm. Then he hands her a bullet, telling her to examine it and find out who made it since he thinks it killed his partner. The woman says she can't get any helpful information out of the bullet, despite her best attempts. She is shot fatally from a nearby building as a laser dot suddenly targets her head. Spotting four assailants on the rooftop, the man swiftly exits the office. In the corridor, he calls for an elevator to gain momentum for his escape. He dashes down the hallway at a speed that seems like a flash, adrenaline rushing through him. Smashing through a window, he takes down 3 of the assailants in midair and even gets the 4th to go around a corner by curving a bullet. He quickly neutralizes the remaining gunmen after landing on the penultimate story of the building. Pulling a cell phone out of the assassin's pocket, he reads a message that says they were only pawns. He sees the X-Men emblem beneath his feet as he glances down. An antique bullet pierces his head before he can react any further. The shot was fired by a man named Cross from a distance of kilometers away, and its intricate trajectory is presented in reverse motion. 2 weeks later, Wesley, an ordinary office clerk plagued by panic attacks and emotional detachment, is awakened by his girlfriend's demand for a new home due to noisy subway surroundings. He's not interested in confronting her about her affair with their mutual buddy Barry. Wesley struggles with existential concerns of his absent father while receiving constant criticism from his supervisor for being lethargic at work. Time slows down as Wesley's heart rushes uncontrollably during a panic episode brought on by his boss's berating. He takes sedatives out of desperation in an attempt to calm down. Realizing that his money account is almost empty, he goes to a store to buy more sedatives and runs into Cross and Fox. The lady who helps Wesley escape in her Ferrari captures him as a gunfight breaks out. Despite the chaotic pursuit, Wesley finds solace in the scenery until he loses consciousness. Wesley tries to distance himself, claiming his insignificance, as he awakens in a textile mill full with unfriendly people. He's given a rifle, nevertheless, and told to shoot a fly. Failure will have grave repercussions. Wesley feels overwhelmed and uses his better reflexes to complete the work, but he has to deal with the fallout from his actions. He throws away his medicine and discovers he has inherited his father's gifts and enhanced sense of ability. In the face of danger, Wesley, feeling overwhelmed and questioning his sanity, brandishes a gun, warning Sloan to keep his distance. Identifying himself as Sloan, he responds that Wesley is the one who isn't reaching his full potential because he's stuck in an office job and has unrealized potential. Sloan discloses that Wesley's father was a proficient gun owner and gives Wesley the opportunity to get revenge on Cross. Moreover, before they release him, all of his father's possessions have been moved to Wesley's account. Wesley thinks the events were a dream the next morning, but when he finds a revolver in his pocket, he is forced to face reality. He checks his account while concealing the pistol and discovers a sizable deposit. At work, Wesley delves into articles about his father's murder, only to be berated by his boss for tardiness in submitting reports. Frustrated, Wesley confronts his boss candidly before storming out. After seeing articles about his previous antics with Fox, he later confronts Barry violently for his betrayal. When Fox finds Wesley, he takes him to the Fraternity of Weavers, a weaving mill where the workers are actual talented artisans rather than just frontrunners. Wesley's training is put on Fox. Wesley is subjected to physical abuse and is taught knife fighting techniques as the training begins. After significant injuries, Wesley wakes up in a paraffin bath under the care of Exterminator, who uses non-traditional regeneration techniques. With vodka to help Wesley recuperate, Exterminator, who is of Russian descent, discloses his background. Firearms training entails mastering curved bullets alongside standard marksmanship. Amidst a repetitive cycle of training and recovery, Sloane reveals Cross's ongoing assault on the fraternity, designating Wesley as the only person who can stop him. Fox pushes Wesley beyond his comfort zone, using unconventional techniques to sharpen his abilities and resolve. Wesley discovers his father's possessions, puts on his jacket, embraces his heritage, and swears retaliation. Wesley's training gets more intense as he develops a strong sense of purpose and perseveres through every obstacle. Wesley is a skilled marksman and fighter who only has trouble with bullet carving until Fox encourages him, at which point he makes progress. Wesley gets his first mission after completing his training. Wesley and Fox start their journey under the guidance of the fraternity, which uses a magical loom to read targets' names from cloth. But Wesley hesitates to pull the trigger when faced with their target. Reflecting on a conversation with Fox, he recalls her story about a judge targeted by a notorious killer named Max Patrick, revealing the fraternity's code, "Kill one and save 1,000. This inspires Wesley to finish his missions, believing that each time his name will appear, Cross's name will appear. Fox and him demonstrate their collaboration when, in an especially difficult job, she helps him eliminate a target by launching her automobile off it. Upon arriving home, Wesley finds Barry living with his girlfriend. He promptly addresses the problem and then finds the hidden pistol. When Fox steps in to help Wesley get back on track with his ex-girlfriend amid the pandemonium, they have a passionate kiss and head off. While on the street, Wesley encounters Cross and opens fire, initiating a chase involving other fraternity members. In the ensuing confrontation, Wesley accidentally injures Exterminator, leading to a grave realization of the consequences of their actions. As Wesley recovers from his wounds, he finds out that the bullet that was taken out of his shoulder may help locate Cross. With Fox at his side, Wesley leaves for an Eastern Arabian monastery, determined to confront him. But Sloane's true intention becomes apparent when he gives Fox the order to kill Wesley when his assignment is over. Wesley meets Peckwerski in the monastery, and the latter tricks him into falling into a trap. They chase Cross to a train station, where a last-minute confrontation takes place, thanks to Fox's prompt intervention. In a shocking turn of events, Cross confesses to being Wesley's father, exposing a network of lies run by the fraternity. Wesley escapes with Cross's revelation, choosing to confront his newfound reality alone. Regaining consciousness, Wesley finds himself across the street from his former home, grappling with the revelations about his father and the fraternity's deception. Peckwerski describes the effect of the fraternity and his father's attempts to keep him away from the road of violence as he listens to his lover bemoaning his departure. Peckwerski hides his own identity from the loom's disclosure while giving Wesley a piece of cloth that reveals Sloane's identity. Cross vowed to destroy the fraternity when Sloane used the cracked codes for his own selfish advantage, which caused Cross to leave the group. Wesley finds plans detailing the fraternity's headquarters and explosives as he investigates a secret passageway in his closet. Armed with peanut butter and a horde of explosive rats, Wesley launches an assault on the fraternity's stronghold, orchestrating chaos with precision. Engaging in combat, Wesley faces formidable adversaries, including a fierce butcher whom he ultimately overcomes. Wesley confronts Sloane among his surviving supporters, revealing Sloane's betrayal in trying to hide the loom's decisions and silencing Cross as the lone witness. Sloane shows a folder with all of the fraternity members' names that have been deciphered from the loom. After Sloane leaves, leaving the members to decide between following the loom's orders blindly or taking control of their own fate by killing Wesley, the members must decide which side to support. Fox follows her convictions and kills her allies before giving herself up. Wesley pursues Sloane, but he escapes, so Wesley finds his bank account empty. Days later, at work, Wesley sees Sloane killed by a vintage bullet from his father's house, ending Sloane's reign and the fraternity's manipulation. Okay, how did I end up this way? Think I'm getting used to this. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.